Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Coconut V Talks. I'm Jam. I'm your host for today, and welcome to another episode. And for today, guys, I invited one of the OG VAs of Coconut VA, been here for more than 3 years already, and he's currently an account manager. Kasama ko to sa boat papuntang Puka Beach, no? Nung nasa Boracay kami. And he's none other than Chris Man. Hi!
Good morning. Actually, almost 3 years, but yeah, hopefully maging 4 years or more pa, no?
More yan, me. Oo, ikaw pa ba? More yan. Oo, isang karangalan namang ma-interview ang isang OG VA ng Coconut VA. Grabe naman siya. Kamusta ka naman, Chris Man?
Okay naman. So far, very happy with the work setup, no? I'm able to work wherever I want to work. Schedules are flexible, and everybody seems like a pretty great like people to work with, environment.
Right.
Okay, I have nothing negative about Coconut VA. That's why I stayed.
Same. Talagang the work-life balance, the culture is really giving, no? I super love it here. Ayan, as someone who hasn't been here for a year pa lang, so I'm enjoying it. Okay, I'm super enjoying everything. So, Chris, man, you're gonna go through three parts of the interview. So the first two guys, alam niya, he knows about it. We have like questions already. But the third one, the surprise round, he doesn't know anything about it. So are you ready for part one, Chris?
Part one and two, yes. Part three, I don't know, Jam.
Don't worry, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, all right? So let's start with introduction. Like, Chris, tell us something about you. What do you do on a day-to-day basis? Brief background.
Yeah, sure. So outside of my remote work, I run a small business, which is I import perfumes from the Middle East and I sell them, especially now, no, super trending siya sa Facebook and TikTok. So I supply small stores in Shopee and other online platforms. That's what I do.
Interesting.
Um, yeah, and that's a pivot from previous business ventures that I tried out. It also failed. So I keep trying out different things. So that's what pretty much takes up my time outside of Coconut VA work. And from time to time, I also spend time with my daughter. She's 11.
Ooh, okay. Nice. Nice. Wait, I'm super curious about the perfume. I wanna. Where if I'm gonna buy, where can you give me the link, please? I wanna buy. I wanna support.
Oh yeah, totally. So I have a Shopee account. It's called Oud Avenue. It's one word, OUD Avenue. Um, some of the stocks that I can retail, I post there, but bulk of the stocks that I have are usually already paid for, and it usually gets shipped directly to those other online sellers that I have.
So they resell. They resell. I see.
Yeah, yeah. So I buy in wholesale, and then I give them also a wholesale discount, and then they resell. It's pretty good.
I will chat you later on Slack so I can buy. Go for it. Very,
Awesome. I love it.
very. O, di ba ang bilis ng business dito? You like it? Or it is
I
giving?
know.
Uh, with Coconut VA, what do you do? Did you start as an account manager right away? Like, how was your journey with Coconut VA?
Um, so before Coconut VA, I was working as a customer service lead for a digital marketing company. That was my first stint into remote working experience since I came from the BPO industry.
Yeah.
Um, After a couple of months, I felt like I was doing the same thing again. It felt like the same type of environment I'm very much used to. So I was looking for something different. And then I saw Coconut VA in one of the online platforms. It had a very interesting job opening. It talked about running training at the same time being able to manage products. So I just decided to take my chance, and because the description was very interesting, I decided to apply and go for an interview. Fortunately, Liza at that time responded and invited me over for an initial interview. So I submitted everything that needs to be submitted. But I did not start as an account manager. I started as a venture analyst. I had no idea what that was. So it's sort of like a market researcher slash sort of like a product manager type of role.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's kind of like a hybrid. So I started with that. And then a couple of months down the line, um, one of the teammates I work with my client, moved on to a different role, and I took over the role as lead for that department. So that was pretty big because I felt like a fish out of the water because I was a
Yeah.
completely new environment. I was completely new to market research and startups and all that kind of like talk. So I really had to study and I really needed to step up my game. And I I pretty much owe it all to like the client's trust and how Coconut VA built me up with a client also. So fortunate to be here.
Nice. So up to now, you have the same client?
Yes.
Wow.
And since day one. Yeah.
Wow, grabe. So the client relationship, the trust, you must be doing an amazing job, Chrisman. And the growth, so there's growth in Coconut VA.
Well, there are amazing times, there are not so amazing times, but I think the most important bit is you handle those challenges and roadblocks well and move forward from it immediately. No, so
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's it. There's really no
Which
secret to it.
which is definitely the reality of freelancing or what we do. So there are times that, it's a good day, sometimes a bad day. There are times that they'll make us do something that we don't know, that we need to research about it. And as long as we really persevere, then for sure we'll make it. And I'm so happy with your growth. That's super giving. Of course, like in this remote setup, not everyone knows, all these aspiring freelancers, they don't know that there's also growth here in the remote world. So yes, guys, there's growth as long as you're doing amazing. There is. All right. So what made you decide to go for Coconut VA? Was it only Coconut VA you applied to before, or what?
It was only Coconut VA I applied for. I did not know it was Coconut VA. I had no idea who it was I was applying for. I just based it off the job description, but I was happy enough that it was Coconut VA. During that time, Coconut VA was sort of like a bare bone kind of team. So we were still trying to figure out how things are going to look like. A lot of things were still in progress. But what I love about it was the constant communication with the co-founders, and their vision towards like what kind of culture are we going to build into Coconut VA. I think that was the biggest selling point for me. At that time, I really didn't need. Well, I had the option not to jump into Coconut VA because
Yeah,
I have an existing job, but I said like this is exactly the type of culture that I want to work for, and this is exactly the kind of leaders I want to work with. So I decided to shift.
exactly. The moment I got in here in Coconut VA, that's the first thing I felt. The support, the vision of the founders, the culture is so different. I got culture shock. Literally got culture shock. I was like, come on, give me more pressure, please. Because I came from the corporate. It was super like, you know, toxic and grab it. Everyone's a shark in there. So when I went here, I was like, girl, give me more pressure, please. So it's so different. It's so different. It's so positive. Mental health wise, super positive. So very, very grateful to be part of Coconut VA too. So guys, hindi lang ako nagsabi yan ha, hindi lang internal team. Oh,
Yeah.
sila man din. Oh, 'di ba? Go for it. So, Chris, man. All right. So a lot of people, a lot of VA wants to get in Coconut Pay and experience everything that we're experiencing right now. If you're gonna give them one tip on how to get in here, what would you give them? What specific tip would you give them?
I think if there's one very important thing, if you want to like cross over to the virtual assistant role or the remote working industry, it's your ability to like think critically. That's probably what's most important. Just like what you said earlier, there's a lot of tasks, a lot of different types of environment wherein you get to be thrown in and you have to figure
Yeah.
things out on your own. So if you don't have that type of resourcefulness and that creative type of thinking, and you don't know how to solve for problems fast, it's going to be a challenge for you. So you have to be able to utilize everything that's at your disposal and be creative with how you solve for those problems. I mean, you'll always make mistakes.
Yeah.
That's part of the job, no? But the most important thing is that whenever you make recommendations, the make it sound recommendations, back it up with something. And whenever you make a mistake, own up to it immediately and get feedback, correct it, and move forward.
I agree. Critical thinking, also resourcefulness,
Yeah.
and be creative when it comes to handling such roadblocks. I agree. I agree. Kaya yung mga aspiring VAs who apply, si Coconut VA na hindi marunong magbasa ng instructions, follow instructions, who doesn't read at all, and yung puro how, interested. Ay nako
Please.
guys, a long way to go. A very long way to go talaga. Yeah, so that's part of it talaga. Dito, only the ones who perseveres talaga will make it, I would say. At saka the ones who can lead themselves, 'di ba, are the ones who will really pretty much succeed in this world. So self-leadership is very important too. Ayun! So part 1 is done, Chris man. Part 2 na tayo on a personal note. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. So, okay. So, before we even met, Chris, man, so I already saw the video they uploaded on YouTube about your experience, your personal stuff. So I saw that. Um, I would like to know, is that the biggest milestone that like not just milestone, what was your biggest milestone sa Coconut VA and how did Coconut VA help you? Was that like it or meron pa bang like bigger than that? Because that story was amazing.
Yeah. I think by far that's the biggest. Because I was so surprised when I had that conversation with Eric and I was telling him I gotta get surgery because my eyes are just done.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, if some like he decided to like go above and beyond and think outside of the situation and he said like, you know what, if something really bad happens to your eyes and we can't fix it, let's get you another VA so that you can give instructions and you can still perform the work that you do, but you have someone to like type it in and do the actual admin work for you. But we want you to like still be doing the same job. And I was like, that is crazy. So that is something that hit me hard and it's something I appreciate so much. That's probably something I will never ever forget because like we've known each other for a couple of months. We've had a few conversations, we've met once, but the level of engagement that Eric had with me was like off the charts. It was like we've known each other for a long, long time. That was amazing.
Oh my gosh, I really watched that video. Guys, if you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna link it in this episode so you get the background of it. But pretty much Chrisman had an eye problem and then it gets like as time goes by, it became super blurry already. And then Eric, our founder, offered him for a surgery. And if it doesn't work, he offered like a virtual assistant for a virtual assistant that will assist him with his job. And grabe, you'll barely meet people who would do that. Like, 'di ba? Hindi pa same blood. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right. It sounded like a 1 in a million chance, at least in my perspective. Like I I can
Right?
probably walk around Metro Manila and not find an employer who'd tell me that.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's how supportive and engaging the founders are. Eric and Tyler. So we're very grateful. I'm very happy when I saw that video, when I watched that video, grabe, I was like, really? He offered that? That's then I saw you in person. I was like, oh, I know you. I think the first time I saw you was during the meetup, right? And was it in
Yeah.
Makati or the one
Um,
in BGC? Makati. I was like, I know you. I've seen your video. Very inspiring, very, very inspiring. So that's how, besides that, how else did Coconut VA help you personally on a personal note?
um, I think the second one, if I have to like choose something for that, I think coming into Coconut VA helped me also expand my network. And what's really funny about it is that the network that I'm engaging with right now, because of my clients also, um, is allowing me to learn more about creating businesses, validating businesses, researching its profitability and whatnot, which are exactly the same things that I need for myself. So it's kind of like I'm doing the work, but it's also teaching me a lot of things that I can use during my personal time. And what's funny is when I started working for my clients, it was like it's funny because I made a lot of mistakes when I started my first few business ventures, and
Yeah.
all the mistakes I made were all textbook mistakes, and those are the same exact mistakes that I'm trying to prevent now from happening with my client.
In your current
Um,
life.
yeah, and it's amazing because every time I read like the slides, the papers, I smile because I always tell myself like, this is exactly what you did wrong before you put it with
At least there's learning too, no? That's like
There
another
is.
development for you. Ay nako, I love it. I super love everything that you're saying now. But like besides all the how they help how CVA helped you, like what was your like biggest milestone with Coconut VA?
Um, I would, I would, I don't know if, I don't know if I would label it as a milestone, but probably the biggest thing that ever happened, and again, Eric comes into the picture here, was the time we're in, I shifted my role from a venture analyst to an account manager. Um, I told Derek about it casually. Um, And I never thought he would respond in the way he responded. He was like, we should increase your pay. And I'm like, what? And I was like, I'm getting paid enough. And he's like, no, you're not. And then he started coming up with different ideas. And then one of the ideas that he came up with was like, how much were you getting paid for back when you were still in the BPO industry? And I was like, okay, here's how much I was getting paid for. And I'm like, we're going to match that and we're going to reach that amount. And I'm like, you serious? And he's like, yeah, I'm serious.
Oh,
And then the next day he sent an email to the
the
client.
client.
And then the client talked to me, and then everything happened so fast that by the next payout, my rate increased by
Oh, of course it's a milestone. You worked for it and you deserve it.
it
You
was
deserve
crazy. I wasn't expecting that. I was willing to settle for way less than what Eric had in mind.
you deserve it. You deserve it. You worked hard for it. And congratulations. That's very inspiring. So yes, there's not just career growth here, but we increase also when it comes to RD rate. And of course, the support system of the founders and everyone here is really, really evident. So very, very inspiring. Congratulations. And with everything that you've experienced for almost 3 years here in Coconut VA. Would you recommend this to your friends, family, colleagues?
I would 100% say yes. Like, as far as Net Promoter Score is concerned, it's definitely 100%. And I have been recommending Coconut VA to former colleagues, people who reach out to me. Although there are times wherein I'm very selective of who I would vouch
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
but I would say, like, if you're interested applying for Coconut VA, give it a shot. There's really nothing to lose. Just give it your best shot. Like, during the interview, be as conversational and as confident as you can be. You don't need to overthink this. Just submit your application, be the best that you can be, and have that conversation.
Perfect. See? So guys, ano pang hinihintay nyo? Apply na by clicking the link in the description box or wherever that is. Okay? Apply na. We're waiting for you. So, Chris, we're on our final part. Part
But
3.
that
Which
knows
is,
how.
di alam ni Chris ito. Wala siyang alam, wala sa script. Are you ready for this? It's the surprise round. It's called This or That. Are you ready for this, Chris?
This or that. Okay, how does it work?
So I'm gonna give you two options, and you're just gonna choose one and explain why.
Okay.
And the paper flew away, but I memorized it naman. So, all right, round one: work from home or work from the beach.
Work from Personally, work from home.
Work from home. Why? Why there versus the
Um,
beach?
I prefer to enjoy my time when I go on vacation. So I don't want to be
Makes
working on,
sense.
right? Vacation laptop list, right?
Yeah, that's in the website too. Vacation laptop less and work-life balance. I agree. I
Right.
agree. And is it just me or I'm more productive at home?
Yeah, that's true. At home, I'm very comfortable. I have everything that I need. Everything feels familiar. If something goes wrong, I know exactly what to grab. So, you know, convenient.
Correct. And it's more distracting out there. So I really prefer working from home. But it would be nice, like as a creative, and like someone who works for marketing, I still want to work from the beach once in a while just to be refreshed.
Yeah,
So next, all right, next question. Full time or part time?
full time. I and
Why?
I and I say full time because, and this is what I enjoy most about working for Coconut VA. Yeah. When they say that you're working X number of hours a week, you're working X number of hours a week. It's very rare that you need to exceed that. And if ever you need to exceed those hours, it usually goes through an approval process. It's
Yeah.
not like, you know, we if you have job experience working locally, you've experienced like what we
Yeah.
call EY, yeah, overtime.
OTY.
Thank you.
OTY.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so no more of those things. Also, I remember there was a time wherein majority of my week is being eaten up by extracurriculars instead of the actual work that I'm doing. Here, I'm able to focus on the actual work that I want to do and still have a lot of time for extracurriculars outside of work if I choose to do it.
Nice. I agree. I agree. How about the next one? Hi. Which one would you choose? Paid time off or US holiday?
I would choose paid time off. Like,
Why?
I'm thankful. I'm very thankful for US holidays. But for paid time off, I can plan my trips in advance if I had need to attend a certain event. You know, I can I can comfortably attend or go somewhere knowing that, hey, I'm enjoying my time here, but still I'm getting paid for the day. I won't have that feeling that, you know what, hindi na ako mag-attend ng special occasions, but because I feel bad because I'm losing
Yeah.
so much money for being out for a day, right? So
Yeah.
paid
I
time
agree.
off.
It's more flexible too. Yan. Next. Okay. Second to the last na ata to. Which one would you choose? 13th month pay or healthcare?
Um, I I I think opinions are gonna be torn there, but personally, I would lean towards 13th month pay. 13th month pay because I'm more flexible with managing the funds, and I have a very good idea of how much HMO plans work depending on the level of benefits that
Yeah,
you want. So
yeah.
I lean towards 13th month.
13-month pay. Same, same. And with the 13-month pay, you can afford to get your own HMO, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah. Second to the last. Okay. Which one would you choose? Time Doctor or Jibble? Do you know what Time Doctor is?
I've heard about Time Doctor. And they tell me a lot of stories about it, which is kind of, I don't know. It from the impression that I get is that different stories from the different stories I heard, Time Doctor kind of feels like someone's breathing down your neck every single second. Whereas Jibble, like at the start of my shift, I log in, at the end of my shift, I log out, and then the next day I do the same thing all over again. I think that's the easiest way to do it compared
Yeah.
to the stories I hear about Time Doctor.
Time Doctor is very micromanaging. It screen records, it does screenshots, and
Mm.
I graduated from that already. That's why I'm here. So we here at Coconut VA, we work based on trust. Okay. So that's what I like about Coconut VA. And what we're using now is Dribble. It's just time in, time out. Period. For
Mm.
time tracking only. For time sheets, I mean for our pay. So last question, complete the sentence. Okay. I love Coconut Bay because blank.
Culture, totally culture.
There's no words to explain. It's like, you see it in every episode. You haven't seen the episodes yet. The rest of the episodes, please do. We have a total of 9, and this is the 10th episode. And almost everyone I interviewed, it's either people or culture. And guys, very evident. And ako din, I felt it. And ako din talaga, I shared din na culture shock talaga ako. And up to now, I feel like I'm dreaming the support of everyone. Oh my gosh, like the random messages that like people praising you barely see that. Like when they say like people first, this is like the real definition of people first, in my opinion. How about you? Do you agree?
Absolutely, absolutely. I've felt that since day one, and I'm still feeling it until now. And I'm almost 3 years in the company, so it's very, very consistent. It never dipped. In fact, mas nag-improve pa nga.
Correct. Correct. So yeah, thank you so much, Chris, for doing this, for your time. Thank you, and you answered all 3 parts. You like it? Did you enjoy the episode?
Yeah, this is fun. I like catching up with people at CVA, and this was a fun episode, Jam. Thank you.
Thank you too. Do you want to promote anything right now, like your perfume shop?
Oh yeah. If you guys want to get in touch with me and you're interested in selling Arabic perfumes, just go into the Orange app, search for Oud Avenue. That's one word, OUD Avenue. You can chat with anyone there. Probably I'll be the one responding, but there's another person who does the responses for me. But if you plan to resell, you want to buy retail or whatever you want to do, if you want to make a business out of it, if you want to create your own line of perfumes, let me know. Happy to talk, and we can discuss more about it. Thanks.
You send me the link through Slack so I can add it here in the description box, okay?
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Perfect. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching or for listening. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And, if you haven't followed this yet, follow or subscribe on our YouTube channel or on our Spotify channel. And share this to your friends, to your family, kasi we're sharing the story. At kung hindi mo pa napapanood or napapakinggan yung previous episodes, please do. We have 9 episodes before this. And go for it, guys. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank
Jam.
you.